gets it done wherever he goes.
Gravity defying.
Oh, look at Neville. Tremendous athlete, the high flyer. There it is, Red Arrow!
Worlds colliding.
These are two of the most talented guys on the planet Earth.
NXT tonight.
CFB Arena on the campus of the University of Central Florida. This is NXT.
Gather around, everyone, and witness the debonair devastation of such exquisite sophistication. Aiden English, Simon Gotch, the Vaudevillains!
Vaudevillains back here on NXT. They're up to their old ways, Graves.
That's not necessarily a bad thing, Phillips. Simon Gotch, Aiden English, two incredibly talented, albeit very strange individuals. They've made it to the top of the tag team division one way. Yeah, trying to get back to the same thing.
I've made it very personal over the last few weeks with the Hype Bros. Handing the Hype Bros their first loss as a tag team.
May or may not have scored all of the points in my book.
We see the silent films that they've been putting together over the last few weeks, and it's a tremendous departure from the two men, Simon and Aiden, that the NXT universe actually beloved of them.
It's not about being beloved, Tom. It's about being victorious.
And tonight, the Vaudevillains facing off against the team of Hugo Knox and Tucker Knight. And this will be Hugo Knox in the purple polka dot trunks to start this off against Aiden English.
Okay, I'd first like to acknowledge that Hugo Knox looks like a real-life action figure. Human beings aren't even supposed to be in shape like that. That's insane.
A former professional soccer player in the United Kingdom. Cover man on a variety of magazines. Oh, drop kick. Pretty good athlete. Oh, and Simon Gotch caught one. Oh.
Maybe Knox should pay a little more attention to the guy that's legal in the ring with him, that being Aiden English, because he paid for it.
Take a breath.
The Vaudevillains feel like they've been disrespected.
This is how a man does it, boy!
Like by the rest of the NXT universe, the rest of the NXT tag team division, they feel like a lot of opportunities just didn't go their way. Oh.
Some people might argue that they have themselves to blame for that disrespect. They became a sideshow. They were worried about entertaining and having the fans clap along with their music. They used to be about hurting people, and they need to get back to that, and it looks like they're on their way.
But you think they're on the right path? You feel like they're on the right path as they continue to go after the Hype Bros?
Yes, that is what I surmised, Tom.
The Hype Bros seem to be rallying in a big way. We saw a couple of weeks they got a win. They tried to bounce back, and they're understanding what it takes to compete here in the tag team division.
Yeah, Mojo's been training really extra hard, licking lots of extra windows.
Oh, stop. Come on, really? What?
Hey, back it up. Come on.
Oh, and there's the tag. Hugo Knox in a lot of trouble here against the Vaudevillains.
Look at this is what I'm talking about, maximizing the 5 count, doing as much damage as legally possible. This is the kind of mentality that made the Vaudevillains victorious in the first place.
Come on, knock it off.
Or maybe it's a team like the Vaudevillains that the Hype Bros need to find that mean streak, to find that different type of intensity to get even more hype.
Or maybe it's the team that they need to lose to, so they just quit the business.
Yeah, I don't think Zack Ryder and Mojo should quit. Oh, it's not their nature.
Yeah! Look at that. That's manly, Phillips.
No doubt about it.
Come on, you go. Come on. Come on.
This is so much competition right now in the tag team division. We talk about Dash and Dawson as our champions, American Alpha, Blake and Murphy. So many teams trying to compete, trying to get to the top. And Gotch. Oh, there's the tag to Big Tucker Knight. Wow. Big 320-pounder from the state of Oregon.
What a clothesline.
Looking good in the polka dots. Tossing the strongman Gotch. Oh, with a kick right on the face.
A unique kick by Gotch, effective nonetheless. I got a feeling I know what's coming up next.
Oh! Whirling Dervish. Cover from Aiden English, and the Vaudevillains looking good in this one.
Here are your winners, the Vaudevillains.
Well, the Vaudevillains picking up the victory here tonight. Do they impress you, Briggs?
Absolutely. It's time to turn on your old vinyl record player, have yourself an IPA, and enjoy the Vaudevillains back in the form that they need to be in.
The whirling dervish equals a victory for Simon Gotch and Aiden English. And you gotta believe the hype pros are paying very close attention to the Vaudevillains right now. We want to welcome you in here to NXT. Tom Phillips ringside here with Corey Graves. Graves, great tag team actually kick things off.
Fantastic way to kick off the night, aside from the fact that you're still talking about the hype pros, because, I mean, we can't get behind that.
Pretty good. Let's talk about some other things in the NXT women's division. How about the rivalry between Asuka, Emma, and Dana Brooke? That's been spilling over ever since London. Right now, we want to check in with our broadcast colleague, Alex Reyes.
Emma, Dana. A couple of weeks ago, Deonna Purrazzo once again faced Asuka and once again was defeated, much like the two of you predicted.
And you're surprised by that? Deonna Purrazzo is a nobody. I mean, look at her and then look at us. Besides, when we say something's going to happen, it happens.
Dana, I say tonight I'm going to make an example out of my opponent, like usual. And you are about to be emasculated in 3, 2, 1.
All right, well, still to come here on NXT. One of the greatest NXT champions returns as Neville takes on the current NXT champion in a blockbuster main event later tonight. Right now, let's take a look at the man who was named the NXT 2015 Male Superstar and Overall Performer of the Year, Finn Balor.
My name is Finn Balor, and I'm here at NXT because I'm bringing something you've never seen before.
The NXT Championship carried by a man who has earned respect, not only in the United States, but around the world.
There was a lot of difficult decisions, a lot of sacrifices made, but the moment that I was handed this, I knew that every one of those sacrifices was worth it to be able to do this.
The days of the demon are here. Finn Balor's future will continue as the face of NXT.
It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down, we don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now, we don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house.
welcome back to NXT here on the campus of UCF for our final episode from the CFE Arena. Now, as you saw last week here on NXT, we received exclusive security camera footage from outside the WWE Performance Center, courtesy of the all-new WWE.com. We caught a brutal attack. Take a look here if you haven't seen it already. This was last week right here in Orlando, Florida. That is Enzo Amore arriving outside the WWE Performance Center. He would be jumped by the Revival, the NXT Tag Team Champions, outside the building. Dash and Dawson, 2-on-1 basically here against Enzo Amore outside the building. And you can see these multiple angles here from the security camera footage here. This is an unprovoked attack from absolutely out of nowhere. Big Cass, it would appear, to come out from inside the gym area in the WWE Performance Center to help save his buddy Enzo Amore from the 2-on-1 assault from Dash and Dawson. Finally, someone would come to break up the fight. We caught up with everyone involved earlier today to get their reaction to the parking lot brawl caught on camera.
Dash and Dawson, you want to jump Enzo from behind right here in this parking lot? You want to take us out of the NXT Tag Team title picture? You have shown that deep down you are gutless. And the next time we see you, there will be nowhere to run. And we will be standing over you, the NXT Tag Team Champions.
Get a shot of this. Enzo and Cass, this is the second time you two have attacked us from behind. You're not certified G's. You're cowards.
Catchphrase Kings, we won this the old-fashioned way, by being the absolute best tag team on this planet. Maybe you should try that, okay? All right, we've given you your opportunity at the hardware. If you want to hold our NXT Tag Team Championship so bad, maybe we'll let you spit shine them. We'll see you around, boys, huh?
And now we have breaking news as we have just learned at the live special only on the WWE Network. The NXT Tag Team Championship will be on the line as the Revival defend their titles against Enzo Amore and Big Cass in Toronto. Make sure to go to WWE.com for more information about the WWE Roadblock live special only on the WWE Network. It is time for women's action here on NXT.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, accompanied by Dana Brooke from Melbourne, Australia, Emma.
We saw earlier tonight that Emma and Dana Brooke speaking backstage, talking about the rivalry with Asuka. Emma said, quote, Asuka got extremely lucky in London, and you're not gonna believe this, even Michael Jordan had off nights.
So Emma was comparing herself to Michael Jordan, is that what you're telling me?
She was. What are your thoughts on that, Grace?
Oh, I think the first word that comes to mind is delusion.
Not to mention Dana Brooke to back up her every thought.
Although Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen never looked clearly that good. Tom, you kind of remind me of Horace Grant.
And her opponent from Ocala, Florida, Santana Garrett.
Santana Garrett with an opportunity here against Emma. Every woman we see compete here on NXT, every new woman superstar is trying to make an impact, trying to make a name for themselves.
We've seen Santana Garrett before. She's incredibly talented. She's in phenomenal shape. She seems to bring her A game week after week. I think she's got a bright future, and it may start here tonight with Emma.
We're in for a great night of action here at the University of Central Florida CFE Arena. It's been fun hanging out the new digs here. CF crowd is getting behind Santana Garrett.
You have to enjoy it tonight because we're back at Full Sail next week.
That's right.
We started talking about basketball players, Tom, and I look at you and all I can think of is Detlef Schrempf for some reason. I don't know why.
Thanks a lot.
No, you're far less awesome than he was.
Oh, Emma in control right now against Santana Garrett. What do you think is next for Emma and Dana Brooke?
put some wins together. They need to string some things together. They've got the right motivation. They seem to work very, very well together. But ultimately, if it's not leading to wins, you got to change something.
Is it a good idea to continue to pick on Ozco the way they have him? And the things they said earlier tonight, you said it. It's a loser.
I mean, that might be the worst idea I could possibly think of at this time, but we'll let them learn from their mistakes, hopefully. Oh, wow, that was really good. I really like that by Emma. Santana Garrett had the wherewithal to block the turnbuckle, but Emma kicking her right in the back of the knee.
Double underhook suplex there from Emma. Take nothing away from Emma. She had a fantastic showing. At NXT TakeOver London, and I think Dana Brooke in the corner always helps, I guess.
We're out here at the CFE Arena. Make a little noise for Santana Garrett.
This is the nastier side of Emma we've seen, and we know Emma's going to do whatever it takes to climb back in the NXT Women's Division. Everything that happened last week between Bayley, Carmella, Eva Marie, Nia Jax, and Santana Garrett.
Oh my God!
Thought she had an opening for a moment and it closed.
What a kick by Emma. Raining down right hands. This is the aggression Emma needs. Certainly words of wisdom coming from Dana Brooke, without a doubt. I didn't hear what they were, but I'm sure they were wise.
Dana Brooke seems to also be under the delusion that Emma and Dana Brooke run this.
Oh my God.
And it's not lost on Emma that we recently celebrated the 2-year anniversary of NXT Arrival. And that was when Emma challenged for the NXT Women's Championship against Paige, the first ever matchup, live on the WWE Network for the women. And it was an incredible moment. 2 years later, Emma trying to rebuild things, trying to put things back together, trying to enact her own evolution.
Knees right to the spine, Santana Garrett.
What do you say?
The NXT Universe here in Orlando trying to get behind Santana Garrett, trying to help her rally. Oh, and that one connected. Santana Garrett now pushed back into the corner.
Bring it out, come on. Bring it out, stay with you.
Look at that scream from Santana Garrett.
Battle cry.
Side Russian leg sweep. Oh man, that was impressive.
Santana got in mind going up to the...
That is why they call it high risk. Emma taking advantage.
Back it off, come on. Back it off, hey, back it up, come on. 1, 2, come on, back it up, knock it off. Come on. Hey, no, knock it off, come on.
Oh my God.
1, 2.
Just played right into the situation of the hands of Emma. And look in the corner, Dana Brooke grabbing the hair of Santana.
We know the rules, Matt. Back it off, come on.
And Dana saying she knows the rules.
She does, though. She obviously knows the rules. She didn't get caught, did she?
Yeah, when the ref's not looking, have fun. Santana bridges into the cover, shoulders down, nearly had Emma.
That's the prelude to the Emma lock. Can she get it locked in? Dead center in the ring. There it is.
There it is. Emma lock on Santana Garrett, middle of the ring, and a tap out by Santana Garrett. Emma and Dana Brooke looking to reestablish themselves in the women's division. Emma picks up the victory tonight.
Ladies, I'm so glad you could join me. Both of you looking radiant, aren't you?
Thank you.
Now, I had a chance to see your interview after your tag match last week, and I must say you do make a very compelling case. She does, doesn't she?
She does.
And you are both big stars, and you need to be treated accordingly.
It's about time, Mr. Eagle. I mean, that's all we've ever really wanted.
And so with that being said, I've arranged for your next tag match to be against Bayley and Asuka. Now, if you don't mind, ladies, I have to go meet NXT's latest acquisition.
I want 2 pairs of bright green fluorescent track pants and overalls that only button on one side.
How's it going, Luke? Pleasure to have you here.
Dylan, I love you.
Whoa.
Dylan, I was a happy vampire.
I'm so glad we bought these shoes.
The Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness. Watch anytime on demand. Only on WWE Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, NXT is dedicated in bringing to you the absolute best and most talented competitors from around the world. And I am extremely excited to introduce to you one of our greatest signings to date.
Oh my God, he's here! Tom Phillips, this is one of the hottest free agents on the planet Earth, the greatest man that ever lived, Austin Aries.
This is awesome! This is what NXT's all about! Oh my God! Baron Corbin! Baron Corbin, what the heck is he doing out here? Oh my God! Wow! Baron Corbin is attacking Austin Aries!
This is an absolute all-out assault by Corbin. This was supposed to be Austin Aries' big unveiling. His moment, his welcome to NXT.
Oh no, no, don't do this!
On the floor, end of days.
An eye for an eye!
He warned them.
An eye for an eye. Baron Corbin said that Regal was going to regret his decision. Relax, relax, hey. Relax, hey, help you. Hey, wants to miss it. 10 minutes left.
Austin Aries fuming at ringside. His big night and arrival on NXT spoiled by Baron Corbin. But ladies and gentlemen, still to come, the NXT champion Finn Balor takes on one of the greatest NXT champs of all time, Neville, in our main event later tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this was just moments ago before the commercial break. The newest signee to NXT, Austin Aries, assaulted from behind by Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin launching Aries into the LED board on the ring apron. And this was all the frustration, all the pent-up anger that Baron Corbin has had towards our general manager, Mr. William Regal, over the last few months. He would take it out on Austin Aries with end of days outside the ring on the floor. Corbin sending a direct message to our general manager, Mr. Regal.
An eye for an eye!
We are back here on NXT. The former United States Marine, Steve Cutler, ready for action.
And his opponent from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, weighing 217 pounds, he's the Drifter,
Elias Sampson has remained unbeaten here on NXT, getting a victory just 3 weeks ago. And we are still looking to find out more information about Sampson.
Well, it looks like he's found himself a few more gigs. He's got about $6 in the neck of his guitar. He's obviously doing well there.
Pretty good. You get any more information from your panhandlers in Pittsburgh?
No, I haven't been able to get in touch with those guys to find out any more information, albeit I'm not the broadcast journalist at the desk here. I do know that he seems to spend a couple extra bucks on he's got some extra bandanas on his left wrist, which could prove to be cumbersome.
I did have a chance to catch up with Steve Cutler, a man who served 2 tours in Afghanistan, and he said, you know, I fought for America, I fought for Americans' freedoms, and people like Elias Sampson make me sick.
Good. Good. Everyone should thank Steve Cutler. The guy's tough. He served our country. He's out here fighting hard, working hard in the Performance Center, trying to get to the next level. Elias Sampson should thank him for the freedom to drift, for the freedom to play his guitar in whatever crappy Creed cover band he was in before he got to NXT.
He's gonna go
Whatever.
Sampson, look at this. On the side of the head here of Steve Cutler and Elias Sampson. Just in talking to other NXT superstars, they say that they only see him once he shows up for his match, and he's got this mean streak, as does Cutler.
Cutler's got that look in his eye, like he's seen some things that he will never forget. Could make him a very, very dangerous man.
Look at how quick Elias Sampson's going after Cutler in the corner.
The last few times we've seen Sampson, he's stepped it up. I've said it before. His aggression, his in-ring performance is definitely getting better and better. But I want to know what drives the man.
Knee right in the face of Steve Cutler. It shows a tremendous amount of disrespect from Sampson. How he shushes, how he silences the NXT universe every time he comes out here. Cutler catches an elbow from Sampson.
Cutler might be out. See the way he's being held up by the ropes. He's on Dream Street.
What is he doing?
Oh, you gotta be kidding. He's playing air guitar in the ring.
Oh my God.
Phillips, this is ridiculous. You wanna play air guitar, go down the street to Frat Row. This is absurd. How disrespectful. You're in the ring with a competitor, whether he's a former Marine or not, whatever he is, you owe the guy the respect of competing, not playing air guitar.
Cutler's in some trouble here. You can see above the right eye there.
Let's go, out of this one. Let's go, knock it off. 1, 2.
3. Come on, listen up. Knock it off, all right? Get him out of that corner. Come on up. You all right? Let the tips.
Suplex from Elias Sampson. There's the elbow again. We've seen that before.
Cutler hasn't been right since the first elbow.
Something messed up in those eyes. Oh, and a knee right on the jaw. Sampson again, that signature neck breaker. Knee in the face of Cutler, the cover and a victory.
Elias Sampson.
Graves, this man showing a tremendous amount of disrespect for a former Marine, the NXT Universe. Still trying to get in this man's head.
Bro, I'm glad we lost that first match to the Vaudevillains. I'm glad that we got a loss. Because you know what? Maybe we were taking guys too lightly.
Yeah, maybe.
Playing around too much, having a little too much fun. But you know what? Now it's time to refocus. Because now we got a challenge, baby. Something to sink our teeth into. And if the Vaudevillains want to mess with us, yeah, we're about to show them why they're messing with the wrong ones, Playboy.
Yeah. Vaudevillains, they're bitter and they're angry all of a sudden. Why? I don't know. But I do know they chose to mess with the wrong team.
That's right.
See, the Hype Bros, we're here for one reason, and that's to be one of the greatest teams the WWE has ever seen.
That's right.
And there is no derailing the hype train.
That's right, baby. That's right.
Especially not coming from the Vaudevillains.
Yeah. Vaudevillains want to send us messages where they don't say anything? Brother, maybe we rough them up so bad we make it so they can't say anything.
You know it, bro.
Coming up next, it's a celebration of the NXT Championship as Finn Balor is in action against the man who has had the longest reign as NXT Champion and was the 2015 Slammy Award winner for Breakout Star of the Year, the man that gravity forgot, Neville.
Neville, the man that gravity forgot. That man is amazing.
He is leading the dawn of the Altitude Era.
I'm the fastest, the most agile. I do not know fear.
There's your ESPN highlight. The Red Arrow. Neville falling out of the sky.
You cannot hold down what gravity cannot contain.
Next week, we'll find out who the #1 contender for the NXT title will be as Sami Zayn takes on Samoa Joe in a 2 out of 3 falls match when we return to Full Sail University next week on NXT.
I cannot wait for that, but we are about to have ourselves quite the main event tonight.
Returning here in front of the NXT Universe. He holds the record. Longest reigning NXT champion in history. 287 days. Our general manager, William Regal, creating this main event to celebrate history, to celebrate the NXT Championship. And it is so good to see your former tag team champion partner, Neville, back here.
Truly deserved heroes welcome. We put our past behind us. I've got more respect for Neville than a lot of people in the world. The guy's unbelievably talented, but then again, so is this man.
His opponent from Brett County, Wicklow, Ireland, weighing 190 pounds, he is your NXT champion, Finn Balor.
Balor rapidly approaching the record set by Neville, 242 days as it stands now for Finn Balor. Graves, I gotta ask you, Finn Balor's been at the heart of something that's been taking the internet by storm. The Bullet Club. What do you make of this situation?
Well, I think you spend a little too much time reading the internet, Tom, and those are his friends from Japan, but what about it? What's the big deal? I mean, he's got friends around the world. Don't read too much into it.
There's a lot of rumors they could be coming to NXT.
Rumors are just that. They're just rumors, Tom. I know you're all excited to tweet your friends and then tweet about it.
You know what I'm excited about is this is a collision of all of NXT's history. The greatness of Neville, the greatness of Finn Balor in the same ring. Great decision by William Regal.
I could not agree more. This is going to be a main event worth all the hype. These guys have known each other since the early 2000s. Both came up in the wrestling game in Europe. They've traveled the globe together. They've competed in Japan as tag team partners, as opponents. These guys know each other very, very well, and they're going to do battle right here in NXT. It's going to be awesome.
It is one of the things that has made Finn Balor stand apart is his pride. How proud he is to carry the NXT Championship. He understands the legacy that has been left by superstars like Neville. Part of the matchup here, both these superstars trying to feel each other out early on. You've experienced it with both these superstars. Who do you give the advantage to early?
It's far too early to name. These two know each other so well. They've competed at such a high level with and against each other. It's going to be almost like mirror images doing battle. Both of these guys are world-traveled warriors. This is going to be competition in its purest form.
Two superstars with a lot of parallels. We mentioned it earlier on tonight. Recently, the 2-year anniversary of NXT arrival, that was where Neville won the NXT Championship, main evented, winning the match in the first ever ladder match here on NXT, and then wouldn't you know it, Finn Balor defending the NXT Championship in Brooklyn in an incredible ladder match against Kevin Owens.
Both of these men have worn that NXT Championship with the utmost pride. They know what it means to represent this brand to the world, and they do it proudly.
Balor won the title from Kevin Owens July 4th, 2015 at Brock Lesnar Beast in the East in Japan, where he spent so much of his career before NXT.
The same could be said for Neville. Neville made quite the name for himself over in Japan before making it here to NXT. In some ways, you could say that
that Finn Balor carried on where Neville left off. Neville came to the United States, came to NXT, and Finn Balor took the torch and ran with it, took it to new heights.
Some of the great champions we've had. Seth Rollins, the first ever NXT champion. Neville was followed by Sami Zayn, then Kevin Owens, now Finn Balor leaving his own mark. Oh, and a drop kick. It's like he never left. Look at Finn Balor. How quick is Finn Balor?
Hey, go, turnbuckle break. Let go, let go, let go. 1, 2, let go, Finn.
We heard the announcement earlier tonight from William Regal.
Listen.
Hey. Look at Neville trying to reassume control. Finn Balor is going to have to watch, shoulders down. Watch this.
Neville with the hip toss, cartwheel, drop kick right to the side of the face.
Finn Balor is going to have to watch. Next week, we will find out the new #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Samoa Joe, Sami Zayn, 2 out of 3 falls. Will they finally settle this?
Hopefully they finally do, but it needs to happen after tonight. Tonight, Finn Balor needs to concentrate on Neville. Neville obviously bringing his all-out assault, but so is Balor.
William Regal has promised we will have a #1 contender next week.
These two, Neville and Balor, they know the title's not on the line, but this is about pride. This is about the ability to call yourself for the very best. Neither man's going to give any quarter. Look at that. Neville might even take a little shortcut here.
Neville, the most decorated superstar in NXT history, twice winning the NXT Tag Team titles and also then the NXT Championship. Snap suplex, cover, and a kick out by Balor at 1. Where do you think the mind of Neville is coming into this matchup? Gets this great opportunity from William Regal. You had a chance to talk to him?
I haven't had a chance to speak with Neville. No, I just, you can tell by the way he's moving. He's determined to win. This is about winning tonight. Nothing more, nothing less. Not about friendship. It's about competition, proving that he can come in here and stop the momentum of Finn Balor.
And
he's
hang with the
basically
elite.
saying, yes, I'm on Raw and SmackDown now, but I can still challenge your reign and what you've done.
Neville having a fantastic year in 2015. He's looking sharp right now against Finn Balor here in our main event.
Hey. I can't wait till we ain't broke and the phone keeps ringing but we ain't home. I can't wait till we get there and we're putting something good up in the air. I can't wait to get out of this place. I can't wait till they know my face and I can say what I wanna say when I'm bigger than the Empire State.
We are back here on NXT. Neville, the cover off of the knee drop and a kick out by Finn Balor. This matchup created by our general manager, William Regal. The NXT champion, Finn Balor, 242 days as champion. He's getting ever closer to Neville's all-time record of 287 days.
No.
When you were asking about the thought process of Neville, why is he here? Why is he in this match? It just goes to speak for the prestige of the NXT Championship, of the brand. It keeps growing. It's still the hottest thing going, and Neville still wants to be a part of it.
Neville with a clothesline there, showing some power. This is a man who won 2015 Breakout Star of the Year at the Slammy Awards. Would love to add this accolade, knocking off the NXT champion here on NXT.
Come on, listen up. Listen up. Take him out. Neville, can you listen? Bring him out. Let's go. 1. Listen. 2. Boom. 3. Back up, Neville. Come on.
This is our main event here tonight on NXT, our final evening. Oh, man! Neville launched over the top rope by Balor.
Just like that, the entire complexion of the match has changed.
Watch this. What a fall, and I think Neville may have connected with the steel stairs.
You think? It certainly sounded like it. I don't know too many things on earth that sound like a human body hitting steel stairs.
What I was about to say before Neville went flying is this is our final night here at the University of Central Florida in the CFE Arena, and we are going out in style with this main event.
Been on the wrong end of that elbow quite a few times. Neville just so explosive when he hits you. As you see, Balor needs to roll out to compose himself.
Look at Neville from the second rope, and he takes down Finn Balor. Pulling out all the stops here. Look at this. This is what Neville is known for. Beautiful moonsault.
I'm still amazed that Neville's been able to recover from that fall to the stairs to get to this point.
It proves his durability, as we said, the longest reigning NXT champion in history.
9, get it.
A count of 9 and back into the ring. Both superstars beat the 10 count. Cover on the champion and a kick out.
I gotta say, I like this somewhat different side of Neville. The little nuances and the things he's doing that I haven't known him to do, that you don't generally see him do. Did you notice how he forearmed across the face of Balor? Look at this submission hold. Not necessarily in Neville's wheelhouse, but he knows what it's gonna take to beat Balor.
And Neville's a fine sportsman. I remember NXT TakeOver Fatal 4-Way. Neville did bend the rules a little bit to retain the championship, but he's pretty game once he's in the middle of that ring.
That's called being a champion, Tom, not bending the rules. And I wouldn't put it past Finn Balor to do the exact same thing.
You're right, you're right. Finn Balor, just as much as Neville wants to win this match and prove his legacy as NXT champion.
Oh my God.
Oh, and there's a Pele kick.
Neville's sitting upright, but I don't even think he knows where he's at right now.
The ref knocked him over by accident, just trying to check on him. Watch this.
Unbelievable exchange, ended with Balor getting absolutely all of that Pele kick. So much has been taken out of him, we don't know if he's going to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, both after the count of 10 to get back to their feet. Count of 7 here. Finn Balor starting to stir on the far side. He's vertical. Neville trying to get up after that strike.
Yep. Oh. Take him out of there, Balor, out of there right now. Yep. Yep. Come on. Yep.
Parade a knife-edge chop by Finn Balor.
Oh, and taking down Neville. Right to the face. Balor measuring Neville, and he turned him right flat on his back.
I think Neville's teeth just flew to Disneyland.
Cover, shoulders down on Neville, and a kick out.
I meant Disneyland in California, not here in
I was
Orlando.
going to say, you know where we are. I don't think Neville knows where we are right now after those series of kicks he's received from Finn Balor. Take another look at this. This was after the Pele kick, the drop kick right on the side of the face, and then boom! That one just sent Neville flat on the mat.
Uh-oh. We've seen Balor win many a match with this over in Japan.
Oh, and caught one in the midsection from Neville. This is where Neville's so dangerous. Well, Balor got caught.
Sherman suplex by Neville. Balor might be out.
He could be going for it again.
Wow.
Great power by Neville. And another one, bridging into the cover off the suplex, and Neville got his shoulder, or rather Balor got his shoulder up.
At what point is Neville going to start asking himself, what else do I have to do
What else do I have left in my bag of tricks? How far am I willing to go to beat Finn Balor tonight?
This is all about pride tonight. This is about where each man stands in the history of NXT. And Neville looking to take some drastic measures here, going to the top rope. It could be time. Was looking for it, and Balor, down goes Balor.
Balor's out. He got all of that enziguri. I have a feeling we are about to see a red arrow.
Oh, and Balor. What? Balor caught him again. Neville out of the ring.
Neville spilled all the way to the floor from the top rope. Balor's gonna fly.
Balor over the top rope. Tossing Neville back into the ring. The smarts of Finn Balor to find his opportunity against Neville. Could have been looking through the coup de grace for a moment, and Neville saved the opportunity.
These two know each other so well. They've got each other so well scouted. At this point, it's going to come down to who, if either of these guys ever makes a mistake.
Finn Balor trying to gather himself on the top rope. Now Neville, what's he thinking?
All the way to the top rope. Balor's going to join him. Oh my God!
Balor!
Hurricanrana from the top rope.
And Neville's not done yet. Going to the top rope. Balor's right in the drop zone. Oh no!
Sling blade!
Balor connects.
How incredible that Neville was able to adapt mid-air, but Balor still caught him with the sling blade.
Balor in the corner. Look at Neville counter. Shoulders down. Great cover here, and Balor still in the match.
Both guys with the same idea, both connecting with forearm shots.
Be bad for Neville. Turned inside out. Balor with the drop kick, launching Neville into the corner. Now Neville. Bad position here against Finn Balor, the champion, to close it out. Coup de grace. Oh, wait a minute, Graves. I don't think Balor's done yet. Oh, and he takes down Neville. Cover from Finn Balor, and the NXT champion is your winner.
Here's your winner, the NXT champion, Finn Balor.
What a contest, Tom. Two of the best in the world. Fighting for pride, nothing more. Just pride and the right to say that tonight they were the best man. Neville taking all of the risk, top rope Hurricanrana.
And was thinking about the red arrow here, countered in midair. Balor connects with the sling blade, and finally adds some momentum here against Neville. And then watch this, these strikes came back to haunt Neville in this match, Grace.
It came down to who was able to get the upper hand just brief enough to finish it off. After the coup de grace, Balor knew he needed a little bit extra. Driving Neville straight down to defeat. What a match. Congratulations to the champion. Congratulations to both men.
Finn Balor, his reign stands at 242 days. Time will tell if he can assume the record held by Neville. take another look at the ending to this incredible matchup as Finn Balor had to dig deep in his arsenal to find a way to put away Neville in our main event.
These two men gave everything they had in the sport of competition tonight. What a match. I mean, you got to take your hats off to both of these guys. Incredible night here at the CFE Arena. What a way to cap off our little field trip.
A big thank you to the University of Central Florida, and thank you to Neville and Finn Balor for this historic main event here tonight. But the NXT champion will be keeping his eyes on our main event next week as Rich Brennan is standing by with the two men looking to become the #1 contender, Sami Zayn and Samoa Joe.
1 week from tonight, Sami Zayn, Samoa Joe, you will meet in a 2 out of 3 falls match to determine the #1 contender for the NXT Championship once and for all. And to say it is not going to be easy.
No, you see, that's the problem. It should be easy. But unfortunately, I stand in the vicinity of one of the most ungrateful people I've ever known. A man who doesn't realize that if I didn't walk into NXT, he would not be walking today.
It's funny you talk about gratitude, Joe. It's very funny considering your entire run here in NXT has basically been predicated off the hard work of others. Like myself, a former NXT champion that helped make this place great just so that you could walk in and interject yourself immediately into the NXT championship picture. Well, Joe, the cakewalk is over. Your success is not going to be at my expense anymore.
You know what's funny about this whole situation? It's the irony. It's the irony that I'm the man who's responsible for you still having a career. And next week, I take it away.